Surprise! Guess you guys were not expecting a video from me today, as I did only just get home from being away on holiday for 2 weeks. I did only just get home yesterday, so you guys were probably not expecting a video from me this Monday. But, surprise, surprise, I am back on the channel, and I will be starting off this week. Some of you probably thought that with my Silence Will Fall story arc video a couple of weeks ago, some of you probably thought that I had no story arcs left to tell, but there are 2 more story arcs in the modern series that I'm aware of that are left that I can talk about. So today I'm going to be talking about a character that started out with promise, with possibly one of the greatest mysteries in Doctor Who history, but it all went downhill from there in Season 6. Yes, it's River Song. Enjoy. Now, there was always something about this character of River Song and her story arc that really sort of narked me as it went into Matt Smith's era. But don't get me wrong, when she was first introduced in Series 4, in Silence in the Library and Forest of the Dead, I was completely hooked on this character at first, really. I thought she was amazing, just the whole concept of the character was brilliant. Because Stephen Moffat, as we all know, had done something quite timey-wimey, very timey-wimey, quite previous, the year previous with Blink, and it was an episode that you could never really wrap your head around until the end of the episode, when it was revealed that it was in the Doctor's future, but it was in Sally Sparrow's past, and she gave him the transcripts for that whole conversation in Wester Drummond. So it was an episode that you didn't get your head around until you went, oh yeah, of course, it's obvious. You know, it becomes obvious until the end of the episode, and that works for one episode. But in my opinion, it didn't really work as an entire story arc. I can see why people are saying to Stephen Moffat and complaining, oh, his storylines are too complex, I can never get them, you know, because I don't think that timey-wimey thing, I don't think that's really all that good for a story arc, because it can lose an audience. Really, it can. Stephen Moffat, what I'm getting from what he brought with River Song, how he wrote that character, I think he was pretty much trying to say, right, the audience isn't stupid, and if they don't get this, then they are stupid. That's what I pretty much got from that Stephen Moffat was trying to say, right, if you don't get River Song, then you're stupid, right? So, you know, I didn't get it. Honestly, there were some parts in River Song's story arc that really just switched me off entirely. I just really couldn't be bothered at certain points. And yes, it was fine for a good 2-parter in Series 4, which was brilliant. I loved this whole concept of this character who was from the Doctor's future, and it was this huge mystery because loads of other writers had written those types of characters before in Doctor Who. They had written characters who the Doctor had taken a shining to, but they died at the end of the story, and the Doctor kind of mourns them in a way. She was, for starters, she was the same as all those other characters, you know, and in that respect, it kind of still works for that Russell T Davies formula of characters who you end up growing to love but end up dying at the end of the episode. It definitely worked with that formula, but there was a good twist to River Song that she was from the Doctor's future, which you always thought, oh my god, are we ever going to find out who this woman was? And in Series 5, really, she was absolutely brilliant. And for that 2-parter in the beginning of Series 6 was quite amazing, I thought. And basically everything up until A Good Man Goes to War, the character was quite brilliant, really. But she started to develop into this character who was obsessed with the Doctor, was just downright obsessed over him. And that wasn't what I wanted for this character. I wanted this character to be very headstrong, to be very wanting, to be very, sort of tell the Doctor what to do and stuff like that. And yes, she did have that at first. She knew how to fly the TARDIS. She was telling the Doctor how to fly his own time machine, which I thought was amazing. But it was from Let's Kill Hitler all the way down to the Wedding of River Song. She just came across as this this absolutely annoying, downright, just absolutely cringy character. And it was that line in the Wedding of River Song that really just annoyed me about this character. And it was when she said, when she says, "No one loves you more than me," and she was saying how the world was screaming out that the Doctor can't die, and then River just says that they don't love you, no one loves you more than me, and all this, and it really that slammed the character into the ground. Really, it did, because. Right, okay, I'm going to reference another video here on another channel, and I'm just trying to work out how I can possibly work out what this guy said without trying to make you guys think that I'm copying off his opinions and stuff like that. But I've always thought this about River Song. In fact, I've always thought this about all Moffat girls, all the women that Moffat has written. But I've just never known how to put it into the right words. And Richard from Five Who Fans, he uploaded a video onto Five Who Fans I think about a week ago now, a little more than that. And I was on holiday at the time, but I went into the Wi-Fi area and watched it, and he got like everything that I wanted to put across about the Moffat girls. He hit the nail firmly on the head. Really, he did. He put across exactly what I had been thinking, but just never knew how to put it. It was a video called "Is Doctor Who Sexist?" and you can probably find that. Just type in Five Who Fans and you'll find a video called "Is Doctor Who Sexist?" And Richard really did put across some very brilliant points, I think. And it isn't just River Song. It's all of these characters that Moffat has written. Like I said, I'm going to try and stick to River Song, but I just want to briefly say and sort of extend on what Richard said. That all the characters that Moffat have written, they've all been headstrong, and they've all been very confident and very flirty, which is kind of what I hate about Doctor Who. But these are all characters who seem to have this notion that the Doctor is brilliant. And yes, the Doctor is brilliant, but he shouldn't be the entire basis of someone's life. Richard had a point. I mean, Amy Pond waited 12 years for the Doctor. In fact, she's nicknamed the girl who waited. And basically, she's the girl who waited for the Doctor. It's these characters that just seem to have this notion that the Doctor takes up all of their lives. And no, that the Doctor shouldn't do that. The Doctor should inspire people to do better with their lives. And the Doctor shouldn't completely engulf someone's life. And that's the only thing that I'm kind of good is what happened with Clara Oswald. Clara wasn't completely engulfed in the life of the Doctor. She became a teacher. She even did something that baffled the Doctor. She didn't go yes to the Doctor traveling with him straight away. She asked him to wait, and that's something brilliant about Clara. But anyway, back onto River Song. So the character was definitely not how I wanted her to be as she was in the beginning, because she started out as this very mysterious character who was telling the Doctor what to do, who was from his future, and who I was just hooked by. But it just all completely went downhill when her secret was revealed, when it was revealed that she was Amy and Rory's daughter, and it really brought me out of the character, because she really just started to say, "Oh, I love you, Doctor. I'm not going to let you die," and all this, and the Doctor. She was basically trying to get the Doctor was basically trying to shake River off his leg, I think, because River was just constantly attaching herself to him. I mean, literally, yes, I know she was brainwashed and pretty much raised to know everything about the Doctor. She was raised to kill him, basically, by Madame Kavarian and her Demons Run army. So yes, I'll give it to the character that she was pretty much raised to know everything about the Doctor. But what I just despised was just how the character turned out. She just turned out to be completely obsessed over the Doctor, and it just didn't work for her dynamic. Alex Kingston is an absolutely brilliant actress, and towards the end of it, she just annoyed me. The woman is what, in like her late 40s? She's possibly hit 50. I don't know. But the character, the actress is getting on a bit, and she's. It seems to me that she just didn't suit the character of River. She grew out of River, basically. She suited River when she was like this all-knowing professor who had this sort of tint in her eye that she knew a hell of a lot about the Doctor than what she was letting on. She was a huge mystery. When she was a mystery and she was a professor and she was saying very intelligent things and stuff like that, and she was basically challenging the Doctor's intelligence, which was rather quite interesting and really something I enjoyed. But then she started, when Matt Smith became the Doctor, she started to say things like "Hello, sweetie," and started to say all these sexual innuendo things, and really Alex Kingston grew out of the character towards the end of Series 6. She didn't suit the character anymore. It was a character that needed to belong to someone else, and yes, I'll admit, I'll give it to Let's Kill Hitler. It was brilliant. The regeneration. I'll give it to Moffat. The regeneration was very well done, and I really didn't not see that coming. But the character just really got annoying as soon as Mel's went from as soon as she went from Mel's to River Song. It completely brought me out of the character. So and as for River Song's future as a character, I think she is pretty much done in Doctor Who now. Pretty much done and dusted. I think that there were quite a few complaints that from some people as to why River Song wasn't in Matt Smith's last episode or why she wasn't in The Day of the Doctor. And I love the fact that she was in neither of those things. She had a very good goodbye in The Name of the Doctor. Although I have grown to despise River Song, this was a River Song who was still in the library. This was River Song after the library had happened. So, this was a River who was all up to date with the Doctor and everything like that. So, finally, for the very last time, the Doctor and River Song were finally on the same page. And it was lovely, really, although that Hollywood-style snog at the end really, my God, I just hate the Doctor snogging people. If Capaldi kisses Clara once, I will. Oh my God, just no. That should never ever happen. But River Song is done in Doctor Who. She has been done for a while. The actress Alex Kingston, I hope she never returns to the character again. Although River loves playing her, and Moffat, oh my God, undoubtedly loves writing her. I cannot bear another sight of this character. Yes, I loved her in season 5 and very early in season 6 because she was still a mystery then, but after that it was all going downhill. She came across as just what Rose turned out to be, just this woman who was just obsessed with the Doctor, and that is what, and like I said, Richard hit the nail on the head here. He pretty much put across that women should not be completely engulfed in the Doctor's life. Women should have a life beyond the Doctor, and that's what the Doctor should be doing. He should be inspiring people. He should be getting them to get out there and start a new life and have a better life than before they met him. And Moffat did something incredibly wrong at this point. He just put across to people that the Doctor is all important and all knowing, and that everyone should listen to him. Why should everyone listen to this guy? He's stupid. The 11th Doctor especially. This guy, he gets all sorts of things wrong. He's bumbling about. He's wearing a freaking bow tie, for goodness sake, and he's got the face of like a 19-year-old. So you know, this isn't a man you should be listening to. You know, although he's a great man and he can take you places, but he should be inspiring you to do better things. And River Song, although she started out as a mystery, all I'm going to say, my conclusion to this video is that this character just was completely getting on my nerves towards the end of it, and she was once again, like quite a lot of things in Moffat's era so far as head writer, is that River Song was a total letdown as a character. There you go. I guess you could call this a character review and also a story arc review. The story arc of River Song just completely got on my nerves. Although, like I said, River Song, great as a mystery. I loved the concept, but it just didn't work out very much and came across very badly towards the end of it. So, thank you guys for watching. Let's answer a few comments. So then guys, now I'll be answering a few comments from my last story arc video, which was my Silence Will Fall story arc. My first comment is from Dr. Dan Alsop, who says, "This arc was a great idea, but wasn't done well. I thought Series 7 wasn't needed in the arc. Also, it ended in a rushed way. Matt Smith should have done another year about his death, and then Silence could fall in a better arc." You're right there. I mean, the whole... you know, the whole final Doctor thing in the Time of the Doctor was a complete and total mess. Really, it was. I mean, it could have been done so much better, and I think Moffat just messed it up a hell of a lot with Matt Smith's era, I think. But I still do think that the Series 7 finale needed to be put in there. I was battling with that quite a lot, with Series 7 being standalone and everything. But I do think that the Name of the Doctor, although the Name of the Doctor was the penultimate episode to the 50th anniversary, and its main goal, well, not its main goal, but one of its goals was to build it up to the 50th. But I still think that the whole Trenzalore thing was still part of the Matt Smith cycle, so that still definitely needed to be in there. But you are definitely right, the whole Death of the Doctor thing, it's been done now, it's dead. Start something new with Capaldi. But yeah, so, you know, but hopefully Moffat has learnt his lesson with Capaldi, and hopefully we will get something a lot better when he starts in August. My second comment is from Parachute Walker, who gives a great comment. He says, "Great video, thank you very much, mate. I think the story arc is a case of squashed potential. It could have been awesome, but it was so obvious Moffat was making it up as it went along. Did you find that?" Well, that's the thing. Russell kind of made it up as he went along. Not as obviously as Moffat does, because Moffat makes it more obvious. It's like Moffat just says, "I'll try and do what Russell does. I'll try and make it up as I go along." But I think the fact he tried to plan it, I think the fact he almost tried to plan the 11th Doctor's demise was quite annoying. I think I did say that in that video, that him saying "Silence will fall," you know, him depicting the 11th Doctor's death before he's even gotten into his clothes. You know, I think that is what annoyed me. And yes, I did find that he did make up quite a lot of the Matt Smith era. He made quite a lot of that up as it went along, and I did see that. Yes, I did. But yes, Matt Smith was incredibly squashed potential. He had the potential to be a great. He was a great Doctor. What am I talking about? The 11th Doctor was one of the greatest Doctors of all time, I think. The 11th Doctor was absolutely brilliant to watch. I could never keep my eyes off him the entire time I was watching his era. But in terms of writing, the Matt Smith era has definitely been the most badly written stories in the entire history of Doctor Who, in terms of character development, bad. In terms of story arc developments, bad. You know, just like I said in the previous comment, I just hope that Moffat has learnt his lesson with Capaldi. Fingers crossed. But in August, we better see some massive improvements, because where there's a new Doctor, there needs to be improvement, and there needs to be improvement big time. My third and final comment is from Kai McNamee. I don't know. He says, to be honest, I think your dislike at the fact that Moffat had supposedly charted the demise of the 11th Doctor before he had even put on his trademark costume is only well-founded if you believe he had planned out his entire tenure storyline back in Matt Smith's first series. Quite frankly, I think he just made it up as he went along, which is evident by the inconsistencies throughout the Smith series. If you intend to start out with an epic storyline spanning several series and an entire tenure of an actor's involvement, you need to have it thoroughly planned out, otherwise you get plot holes, which is what happened with Moffat's storylines. Yes, you're right. I think he intended to plan it all out in the 11th hour, but then he just went off into a tangent, and I don't know why. I mean, he definitely started something with the 11th hour. He definitely started out with Silence Will Fall before the 11th Doctor was even well established. So I think that he definitely wanted to start something, but he suddenly, halfway through, thought, right, okay, I want to go in a different direction from when I started, so it just all got all muddled up and like you said, had all these inconsistencies and all these plot holes. So you're right, Kai McNamee. Apologies if I've got your name wrong. Don't even know if that's your name. That's YouTube nowadays. You never know if it's their real name. But yeah, you're right. I do think that Smith's series had been full of plot holes and full of inconsistencies and just full of just problems that Moffat had caused. And again, like I said in the previous comment, you know, Matt had such potential and he definitely had that potential, but in terms of writing, his tenure was one of the worst, you know, so Moffat, do something about it. Kai's right. Moffat, if you're watching this, and I hope you frickin' are, because YouTube is the best place to go to see people moan about what you've done. So Moffat, listen, and listen closely. Do it right. Thank you. So then guys, that is it for this Monday. It is great to get back into the swing of things here on Horlicks Reviews. It was an absolutely brilliant holiday that I just had with my girlfriend and my family. It was an absolutely brilliant holiday and I'd love to go there again, but it is absolutely brilliant to get back into the swing of things here on the channel, and it's great to be back. So then guys, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and comment in the section below what you guys think about the character and story arc of River Song. Hopefully I don't get as much hatred as I have in the past for some other story arcs. So then guys, I'll see you next time.